Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about immigration. What is immigration? Immigration means people moving into a country which they're not natives of in order to settle there. People who immigrate are called immigrants. Are the United States of America based on immigration? Yes, they are. Throughout American history, millions of people around the world have left their homelands for a chance to start a new life in this country, and they continue to go there to this day. America has nicknames such as Land of Opportunities and Melting Pot. Land of Opportunities because there are lots of opportunities in America, and Melting Pot because in America there are people from all around the world. Past immigration. Before 1776. What? Many Europeans of different nationalities traveled to the US before 1776. Who? Europeans in general, but majorly Spanish, French, Dutch, British, and with them the African slaves. Where? The Spanish settled in the south and west, the French settled in the Midwest, the Dutch settled in New York, the British settled in New England and Southeast. Why? The push factors, which are the factors that made them want to leave their countries, are because they wanted to escape religious and political persecution, and they also wanted a new life. The pull factors, which are the factors that made them want to go to America, were that there were new lands in the US and they could completely change their life there. How? People traveled by boat to arrive in the United States. Now I'm going to talk about the immigration between 1776 and 1870. What? A large number of people went to the US during these years, but much more went to Canada. Where? Most of the immigrants settled in the North American East Coast. Who? Irish and Chinese. Why? The push factors were that in Ireland there was the potato famine. There were lots of diseases in their homelands and there were economic problems in their countries. The pull factors were that it was believed that in America there were much more opportunities, including better jobs. Gold was found in California and there was a lot of land in America. How? People arrived to the US by sea using boats as transport. Now I'm going to talk about immigration between 1870 and 1930. What? More than 1.3 million people went to the US during these years. Where? Most of the immigrants chose to settle in American cities where jobs were located. As a result, the cities became overcrowded. Who? Italians, Eastern Europeans, and Scandinavians, and this group has the nickname of the Greatest Generation. Why? The push factors were that there was World War I going on in Europe. There were economic problems in Europe and diseases spread easily in their homelands, and there were also natural disasters occurring. The pull factors were that at the beginning America wasn't involved in World War I. There was land and work in America and there were better jobs there. There were also much more opportunities. How? People traveled by boat right to the United States. Now I'm going to talk about the immigration between 1930 and 1967. What? More than 86,000 people immigrated to the United States. Where? The majority of these immigrants settled in American East Coast. Who? Jews, people from communist countries, and Europeans in general. Why? The push factors were that there was World War II going on in Europe and people were persecuted. There was also unemployment, poverty, and famine in their countries. In 1937, war broke out in China. The pull factors were that in America they considered themselves safe and there were much more opportunities. How? People went to the US by boat. Present immigration. What? Nowadays, there are still many people who are leaving their homeland to go to the United States. When? From 1960s to our days. Where? People are majorly settling in the southern states of North America. Who? Central Americans and South Americans in general, but majorly Mexicans. This group is also known with the name Hispanics. Why? The push factors were that people are trying are that people are trying to escape the poverty and famine there is in their countries. People who don't have the same opportunities in their homelands and they want to change their lives. The pull factors are that there are more jobs in the US, there is wealth in America, and America is the land of opportunity. How? From countries that border the United States, immigrants don't need to get a boat but can arrive by plane or by transports like car, buses, and trains. Now I'm going to talk about the aspects of immigration. The positive ones are that there is a cultural converging going on. And when immigrants are legal, they are good for the state because they contribute to its economic wealth. Some immigrants, usually the younger ones, bring energy and innovation, and unemployment is reduced. The negative aspects are that over 50% of new immigrants are legal, there is religious tension, and immigrants suffer prejudice. There are also language barriers, and there is overcrowding in cities. Differences and similarities between contemporary immigration in Italy and contemporary immigration in the United States of America. The differences are that people who are coming to Italy are African or Eastern Europeans, and people who are going to the United States are usually from Central and South America. The similarities are that both the people who are immigrating are in search of a better life and are escaping poverty and famine. Is immigration a political issue? Yes, it is. In fact, a lot of politicians have different opinions. Donald Trump says when Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, they're good people. Barack Obama said, what makes someone American isn't just blood or birth, but the allegiance to our founding principles and faith to the idea that anyone from anywhere can write the next chapter of our story. Roosevelt said every immigrant who comes here should be required within 5 years to learn English to leave the country. Every aspect of American economy has profited from the contributions of immigrants. This was said by Kennedy. Why do some people associate racism to immigration? Some individuals tend to not see the positive effects of immigration. They only consider this issue a threat for the society. As anthropologists studied, racism is a wrong concept itself, as races don't exist. Now I'm going to show you some statistics. This shows the population, and it shows that the population is increasing. Demographics. Demography is the statistical study of population, especially human beings. This chart shows that the majority of the immigrants come from Mexico. Graph. The graph shows the immigration to the USA by decade, and it shows that the year where there were much more immigrants arriving was between 1991 and 2000. This map shows which 10 states have the largest percentage of illegal immigrants leaving. And we can see that California has the most with 25%. This is my bibliography. Thank you for your attention.